Hello, this is Teacher Grandma, a teacher for 34 years and a grandmother of two pretty little girls. These past few days, reading the news and reading the articles, I have learned a little bit about this actor called Sushant Singh. And I found one thing very amazing about this man. A young man, but a very, very smart man. Sushant was a guy who dreamed big dreams. And he not only dreamed them, he wrote them down. He penned them down. And observing and reading about his life, I have learned that he has followed through with many of the things that he has wanted in his life. Now I want to tell you, I'm a very ambitious person, but I have one regret. The regret that I have in my life is I wish somebody had to tell me to dream big. Coming from a home, one of 4 children, my mother wanted me to be a nurse. She didn't want me to be a teacher at all. She herself was a teacher, but she said, "Baby, if you're a teacher, you will always be poor. Don't be a teacher, become a nurse." And so I was put into 11th standard science. Of course, I was very good in science and math. But my dream was, from the age of 9, was to be a teacher. Now, when I look back at what my mother wanted from me, was that she wanted me to be a nurse. I wonder why she didn't think that I could have been a doctor. But let's not go into it. Now, since my mother was a primary section teacher, I thought if I'm a secondary section teacher, I've upped the game. And I've done better. But I regret one thing. I regret that nobody told me, "Ellen, why don't you study just a little bit more and you can be a college professor?" It was 2 years or 3 years more of study, which could have made me a college professor. Of course, I do not regret being a school teacher because I loved those days in the school. I taught in a school, I taught in a college. And later on in life, I realized, why didn't I study just a little bit more and become a college professor? One day when I was teaching my hospitality students, I was in charge of teaching them French. One day I decided, let me talk to these people, because there were a lot of students that had come to study hotel management. And I went around the class, student to student, and I said, "What is your dream after you finish this degree, after you finish this certificate that you achieve? What is your dream?" And so someone told me that they wanted to be the manager of a 5-star hotel. Someone else said he wanted to do food and beverage. Another person said, "I want to do front office." Another person said, "I want to start a dhaba on Carter Road." Someone else said, "I want to start a small restaurant of my own." Another person said, "I want to start a tiffin service, miss." And I went around to the class and I found that these children were dreaming dreams that were very small. And I spoke to them and I told them, I said, "I've gone through this whole class of 50, 60 students. But not one of you have told me that you want to start a 5-star hotel, that you want to start a chain of hotels, that you want to start a chain of restaurants. Why are you dreaming small? Dream the big dream." And so I always ask my students, where do you see yourself 20 years later? So if you're 15 years old, where do you see yourself when you're 35? If you're 20 years old, where do you see yourself when you're 40? What are you wearing? Where are you working? What business do you own? What are you thinking about for yourself? I think that this is a very, very, very important lesson, a very important teaching that we should give our children. To be ambitious and to dream big in their ambition, not to dream small in their ambition. We have so many people. Look at Dhirubhai Ambani. He started off as a guy who was filling petrol in people's cars till he decided that, yes, I'm going to own this petrol pump. He didn't own one petrol pump. He owned a whole lot of petrol pumps. So dream the big dream. People that have achieved big things in life are people who have not been mediocre in forming their dreams. They are ones that have taken their dreams to another level. And so tonight, when you sit by yourself, before you sleep, while you go to sleep, what dream do you have for you? Dream it, contemplate over it, develop it, write it like Sushant Singh wrote his dreams, and he achieved quite a few of them. Don't be mediocre and simple in your thinking. This is Teacher Grandma signing off, hoping that you have a good night's sleep and that you wake up with a big dream. Bye-bye.